You're watching the Be Kind, Make Music YouTube channel. This video is day 4 of a random strange exercise for January 2025. All right, so today we're looking at a patch which is designed to show parametric correlation in a modulation instrument. And so, there's a bunch of parameters here, and they are correlated with each other, and they involve FM and AM if you look at the patch. So let's just take a walk through this. So you've got your keyboard, of course, sending out voltage and a trigger. So pitch voltage and trigger, which will trigger the envelope generator, and then that goes off to various other things. So you'll see the voltage goes first to, let's go across the top, goes to the audio carrier, which will be our main pitch. And then the voltage is inverted, and then that goes into the sub audio program. And there's one more branch off of that voltage, which goes right to the final VCA there at the bottom right, which controls lets us hear this second audio carrier. Then our audio carrier goes to the VCA, the first VCA, and that has a gain offset of +5. So that means it's always partially open. And then it gets modulated by the output of what's down there, VCA3. And VCA3 is affected by the envelope again, and it lets the sub audio program, which is like a slow oscillating frequency, through only when the envelope is open, and that then modulates the amplitude of VCA1 and lets us hear our audio carrier. And if you can imagine, the sub audio program there going into VCA3 is a square wave, and so it's going up and down, and therefore it's opening VCA1 up and down, right? So you should expect to see that behavior there. The envelope generator is then also attached to a second VCA, which takes that first audio carrier signal and lets us hear it in a more normal way, like the envelope will open, decay, and then release and close. And we'll just hear the sound that's coming from audio carrier through VCA1. So that's one output. And then the second output will just be the audio carrier at the bottom there through VCA. Now this is a little bit different because the VCA is not being opened by the envelope. So it doesn't just open and close like when you trigger an envelope, the attack would open the envelope, will open the amplitude, and then bring it back down again. Instead, it's just going to receive the voltage, which is our pitch. And so it'll just receive a voltage value, and that will just either bring the volume of what we're hearing up or down. And so the higher the note you play, the louder that you're going to hear that audio carrier. Okay. And the audio carrier itself is being modulated by the sub audio program, which is getting its pitch from, guess what, the envelope. So as the envelope goes up, the sub audio program frequency is going to increase, and then it's going to decrease. And so that's we're going to hear that in our audio carrier that's coming through here. Okay. Hopefully, if I've got a patch there, let's see, I translated here into VCV rack, and you can see more or less what I described. I won't go through it all again, but this is acting as the keyboard. This is the first audio carrier. And then you can see here that I've got an offset of 5 volts that's going directly to the CCA. That's why you see it up here. The level is at 5 volts. And then I've also got the volt per octave going into inverter, and that's going to this first LFO, which is our first sub audio program oscillator. And that's going into its own VCA. Here's the envelope in question. here's the second VCO, the second audio carrier, and its sub-audio program. And then these two things are going into channel 1 and channel 2. And then I'm just using a mono mix of the two. But we can see both of those signals on the scope. So let's see what happens. So we're trying to explore the correlation between these two things. And I already noted before, as the pitch goes up, the voltage increases. And so you're going to hear more of the second oscillator. And then as the pitch decreases, we're going to see, because it's inverted, we're going to see a higher fluctuation in the first. So let's see. Let's play a couple notes and see what happens here. So we've got. So that's our blue line there. That's our, actually the top audio. And the lower I get, the faster those fluctuations are getting. But the higher I get, the more spaced out those fluctuations are. Do you see that? Oh, and now we're getting the second tone, which, as I said, as you go higher in pitch, gets louder. But it actually doesn't go away. It just stays open, because that's what's happening in this patch. So as we approach, I think close to middle C is where basically that disappears. So above middle C, you'll start to hear an increasing volume, that trilling, and you notice that the trilling is fast and then it slows down, because that's being controlled by the envelope. Right? You see how it's fast? It trills fast and then it slows down. Right? And then I've turned it off now because we're getting below middle C. All right. So that's the patch. And now I'm going to try and make some music with it right after this. Thanks for watching this far. If you like this video, please hit that button and make sure to subscribe for all the upcoming videos for January 2025. Thanks for your support. For the audio-only version, please check out the Be Kind, Make Music SoundCloud playlist, Just the Jams. And if you want to listen to more of my music, you can find all my current and past releases on the Be Kind, Make Music Bandcamp page under the artist name Wei En, and on all the good streaming sites. And now the jam.